We're being joined now by a female journalist, Chibogu Nadia Gulam. Forgive me if I mispronounced your name. She's in Jordan right now. Let's really have your thoughts on the FIFA Under 17 Women's World Cup. Your impressions generally.
Speaking of the FIFA Under 17 Women's World Cup, it's been great. It's been fun for all the teams that have been here. I mean, Jordanians are very hospitable, as it were, and we have seen that with our own eyes in this particular tournament. But when you look at the African perspective, then you will not be happy, basically, with what we have seen. But then we have Ghana, who are flying the African flag in this particular one. You have Japan, who are actually showing that they're superpowers. They are the defending champions, by the way, and they are the only team moving on to the next round right now with all 9 points complete. And we also have North Korea following suit. You know that they are like the most successful team in this tournament. We talk about the Under 17 Women's World Cup. You know, we have England, who have not been in this tournament since 2008. They are making a return, and they are in the next round of the tournament. And I tell you that Jordan, who are actually hosting this tournament for the very first time, not just in their country, but in the Middle East, they did not go out with their heads low, per se, because they were able to score a historic goal in this particular one. So when you look at everything that has been happening in this tournament, you have a goal scored by the Venezuelan captain, Dena Castellanos, from the halfway line after restart. That goal actually was what dashed the hopes of Cameroon to move on to the next round of this particular tournament. So if you look at all the drama, last-minute dramas here and there, and you look at the goals that have been scored, too many, we know it's an Under 17 Women's World Cup, and we know that the gulf between teams is very wide. So you tend to find out teams like Japan beating teams 5-0. They beat Ghana 5-0. You know, even the USA. The USA could not withhold Japan's attack. That was how tough the Japanese were. So when you see how this tournament has been panning out, you will find out that it's actually been fun to watch. It's been interesting. And it's been a lot of things for this Under 17 women that have actually come from far and wide for this particular tournament. We've had parents who have come to support their children.
Yeah. But let me just quickly ask you this. I can't let you go without allowing you to talk about Nigeria. You saw the team firsthand. We're back here. A lot of people already criticizing the team. But you saw them firsthand. What really went wrong with the Nigerian team?
I think they were lethargic in that particular game. I'm not trying to say the Brazilians were even better, because even the statistics show that they were sort of on even terms. But you have a situation where this Nigerian team, they didn't have the best of preparations, no doubt. I tell you, even most of the other African teams, Ghana, Cameroon, they will tell you the same thing. But you have a situation where you come into a game so lackadaisical and you try to score, but they had the opportunities to get the goals into the net, but unfortunately they couldn't. And then I won't blame them too much as well, because you have a certain goalkeeper like Kameli, the Brazilian goalkeeper, who was always on her toes, stopping those shots. At some point, you put the frustration on her face, where she found out that her defenders weren't covering their lines very well. But for Nigeria, I think we should have done a lot better in that particular game. And for Balani Q, the coach, coming out to say that they were actually scared of the Brazilians, that's another thing for another day, basically, because you have the Brazilian team who did not make it even to the last FIFA Under 17 Women's World Cup in 2014. So this is like a return for them in this one. So I didn't see any reason why the Nigerian girls should be afraid of this team. So it wasn't a very good performance for them. But you find out that Brazilian side, they just had that opportunity and they grabbed it. And that was just the only goal in that game. Apart from that, really, it's not like the game was actually fantastic from both ends. But in the end, the Nigerian girls lost that one.
Okay. All right. I want to thank you for your time, Chibogu. It was nice talking with you. We'll be able to do this again, probably next time we have the chance to talk about Ghana. But I want to thank you for your time on the show tonight.